Hey, what's up, guys? Charles Van Medina here again. I've got two special guests from the Warriors team of Maurice Watkins. I've got Robert Hall.
Yep.
And Chris Pierce.
Yes, sir.
And these gentlemen are both real estate agents and very much in the trenches. Can I say that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Putting buyers into homes. And today we're talking about the edge or the advantage that veteran buyers have, VA buyers have, over non-VA or civilian buyers. And I want to start with you, Chris, first. I mean, what are some of the things that you've seen that makes you feel like, hey, this VA buyer has an edge over a conventional or an FHA buyer?
Well, I'd like to say they got solid jobs, solid work. You know, whether the market's up or down, they still have work.
That's a great point.
And because the VA is government backed, I mean, they fund very easily.
They're not about to lose their job because the employer went out of business.
Correct.
Right. Do you think that's well conveyed to the seller? I mean, do you think sellers need to think about that more? You know, you got a person that's got a stable, rock solid job.
I think more sellers need to be educated on how good the VA is.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something we're kind of seeing a little bit of lack of right now.
Yeah. Income stability is really what we're talking about. And talking about income stability, debt to income ratio, one thing I want to put out there, you know, conventional loans, for example, the debt to income ratio or the threshold is so much lower than what VA allows that if something were to go sideways in the middle of the loan process, there's a good chance that conventional deal is going to, die a very sorry death. Definitely. Whereas with VA, you'd have a lot more leeway to, climb a little bit on the debt to income ratio and still make the deal.
Correct.
Make the deal work.
And we're seeing a lot of properties fall out of escrow right now because of choosing a conventional over VA.
Right.
Yeah, I'm experiencing that right now.
Tell us more about that. What are you saying?
Well, I have a deal right now. I put an offer in 2 months ago. The seller had 27 offers. So in those situations, they're going with the highest, and fell out of escrow. So they called me 2 months later. Hey, Robert, is your client still ready? They still with the house? That? And I said, definitely, we're ready to go. VA is a solid offer. So they took ours, and we closed on the 22nd of this month. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Conventional offers are more, conventional financing is more nitpicky.
Mm-hmm.
And FHA isn't so bad. You have a little bit more leeway, but then you've got that big fat mortgage insurance to deal with.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you're seeing out there? What makes you feel like, hey, the VA buyer has an advantage or an edge over?
That's definitely it. It's a government-backed loan. Like you said, we talked about the income, the job. It's a solid job. Most buyers, they're dependable. You already got the character, the ethics. You already know what kind of buyer you're getting when you got a VA buyer. So that to me, it's a home run. It's a home run deal.
You said something that's very interesting. I found, and I have to be careful when I say things. I don't want to piss off anybody, but I have found that when you're dealing with a military person as a home buyer, they're very, straight up. They follow instructions. I need that document. I need that document. I need that document. I don't find that we chase them around looking for stuff so much as we do with maybe civilian buyers.
Yeah,
that's not a blanket rule, but
you're hitting on it. That's pretty accurate.
They tend to bring that regimental thinking into the home buying process.
They're
structured, right?
Structured, yes.
Have you found that too?
Yeah, absolutely. When you request something for them, they answer your call for one, which is very important, because when you need certain documents, you need it right then and there.
Yeah.
And they provide it.
Yeah.
No questions asked, no argument, and they're very structured.
Talking about active duty VA buyers, of course, under the category of VA buyers, you've got discharged veterans and you got active duty, and you got reservists and guard, whatnot. But apparently, active duty can break their lease a little bit more easily when they're buying a home, as opposed to someone that's not military.
Correct.
They're stuck in that lease for 6, 8, 12 months. Can you shed some light on that?
Well, I've had experiences in the past with some of my VA clients that they were actually on military housing, was able to provide that we opened escrow and could break the lease right away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as long as they show proof that they're in escrow, no questions asked, no penalty to them whatsoever, and they can leave.
Wow. One thing I want to put out there is with VA, you get 2 opportunities to back and contest and support your appraised value. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. So from a seller's perspective, I feel like that's an advantage.
Yes. That's a big advantage right now.
Isn't it? I mean, the conventional appraisal comes back. That's it. Sure, you can do a rebuttal, but with VA, you have the Tidewater where, if the appraiser says, hey, I'm having some trouble, justifying what you guys are selling this for, the agents could swoop in and give them data and maybe bring that appraisal process back on track.
That's very true.
You know, if it got derailed. And then if the appraisal does get done and it comes in lower, you still have another opportunity to contest and pull it back, because you can go to the VA and do a reconsideration of value.
And I've experienced that.
You have, huh?
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
a deal that went into Tidewater, and
Okay.
me as the buying agent was able to provide comps on my own.
Yeah.
They also allowed the listing agent to provide their own comps.
Sure.
Unfortunately, it still came in low, but even then, you can still contest it if you wanted to.
Yeah,
So
in
there is
conventional
options.
FHA, there isn't an official process like that. You can do a rebuttal, but you're dealing with the appraiser only, right? Technically, with VA, you're dealing with the VA, and they can look at it.
And in my experience with that recently, mine have been coming in right where I needed to come in with VA deals. So
Good to go.
we need the current house I'm in, the one I said close on the 22nd. We need to come in at 476, and it came in at 477. So
wow.
yeah, so we're good. So I'm noticing the VA appraisals are coming
Coming in a value,
yeah,
good for
coming
you.
in at value. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. You know, we're talking about veterans having an advantage when they're buying a home. Are you seeing any kind of favoritism or a soft spot amongst sellers when they line up a veteran buyer versus maybe a non-veteran buyer? Is that a thing?
I see it. I see it because, I mean, at the end of the day, who doesn't respect the military?
Right.
You know what I mean? I think everybody has some type of soft spot. They have a brother or uncle, somebody that's been in the military. So
Yeah.
they may have served themselves at some point. So
Yeah.
with the deal right now, they had multiple. I had a multiple counter. They were in the Air Force. My buyer's in the Marine Corps. And
Yeah.
they were like, you know what? We want to help out the veterans. And they went with our offer. So it's definitely a thing.
It almost begs the question, is that fair on buyers that are well qualified? I mean, we're talking openly, but
Yeah.
we're also talking about the reality of where things are. A lot of sellers do have a soft spot for the military,
Yeah.
and they're going to maybe favor that. What do you have to say on that?
I would sure hope so.
Yeah.
Because obviously a lot of freedoms that we have is because of these, people who are willing to give up their time to go serve in the military.
Sure.
Whether they're seeing combat or not,
Yeah.
they're still giving it up. So,
Good to go. Yeah.
I would say definitely some sellers have a soft spot for it.
Yeah.
I talking to some of my colleagues, they say if a VA buyer comes in,
Yeah.
they're more going to try to favor that one as opposed to anybody else because, a lot of them are family members, they got kids, and
Yeah.
they're out there serving all this time in the military, giving us our freedoms. Let's at least try to get them into a home to raise their kids in.
Just kind of talking about the reverse side of this, there's a lot of realtors and sellers that are very kind of taboo with a VA buyer, VA offer, because they have misconceptions of what that is going to bring with it. How do you deal with that? I mean, it's almost like there's not a level playing field. There's a little bit of prejudice, not in a racial kind of way, but in a way of, hey, you're a VA buyer, you're bringing some baggage I don't want to deal with as a seller.
Yeah.
Right. That's a thing. How are you dealing with that?
I think it's just a communication with the seller's agent. I mean, I had that happen around recently, and it was just they just didn't know. The seller's agent, even though they're listing homes and they're selling houses, they just don't know. It's just an education thing. So, and that's what I've been doing with all my offers. First, I would see a house, my buyer say I want that house. I'll just send out an offer. I wouldn't even call the seller's agent, but somebody on my team was like, before you send out any offer, call the seller's agent, talk to him, build a report, ask him what the seller's looking for.
Yeah.
And through that, I've been able to have more success. And if they don't know about VA, then it's on the phone. I'll walk them through it and explain
Terrific.
to them what the process is.
Good stuff.
That's to touch on what he said, 100% agree.
Yeah.
Unsurprisingly, a lot of these listing agents are not familiarized with the VA loan.
Yeah.
So to spend the time communicating with them, explain how the VA works, it does really help. It really does.
It's amazing that what we're talking about here is veterans are almost treated unfairly because of the type of financing they're bringing in. So it's a big thing to remind them that they actually have an advantage in many ways
Definitely.
over the civilian buyer, and then communicate that to the seller. Good information, guys. Thank you. How do they get a hold of you if they want to? Somebody watching this and wants to get some help buying or selling a home, because you guys sell homes too. You're not just
definitely.
buyers agents.
Correct.
How do they get a hold of you, Chris?
Well, you can reach me on Facebook, Chris Pierce, or you can give me a call, 951-429-8299.
Good deal. How about you, Robert?
Hall. You can reach me on Instagram, Realtor Robert Hall. And on Facebook at Realtor Robert Hall. Real easy. Phone number 619-320-5405.
It's amazing. Like if we'd asked this 10 years ago, everyone was like, "Here's my phone number."
Yeah.
Now everyone's like, "Yeah, here's my Instagram, here's my TikTok, here's my Facebook,
Find
or
me in the
whatever."
yellow pages.
You have
Right.
to nowadays. You have to. Social media.
That's where it's at, guys.
is,
Thank you
yeah.
so much for the information.
Thank you for
Absolutely.
Appreciate you.
Thank
I
you
know
for having us.
these guys are doing some great work out there, putting buyers into homes. And if you're watching this and you're military or not military, it doesn't matter. Give one of these guys a call. They'll love to help you choose the right home. And I would love to do your loan. Give me a call, Charles Van Mediva, and we'll see you on the next show.